Welcome back, Shalligators. We are talking weddings. Well, one in particular, Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez's $50 million wedding extravaganza in Venice on Friday. I assume they got married on Friday because it was cheaper. Sad. Anyway, what the fuck? I mean, what can we learn about this? Didn't even realize I was wearing white for this, but it feels appropriate. Listen, if you have a problem with this wedding, I'm going to say something bold right now. You're kind of just a little jealous. You're a little jealous. And I know, I can hear it. I can hear the chorus of, Shallon, no, I would not want this kind of wedding. You know what, girl? Okay, objection sustained. I believe you. But I want you to bear with me through this video nonetheless. If you genuinely are like, on God, I am not jealous of this wedding, you are still going to get a lot out of this video because we're going to talk about jealousy in all categories of our life, what to do with it, and how to turn jealousy into jet fuel. Because looking around the world and comparing ourselves is inevitable. And as they say, comparison is the thief of joy, right? But not when you actually believe that you're better than everyone else. And you should, and I'm gonna tell you how to do it. So let's talk about this wedding. We're gonna figure out where the hate, like the public furor is coming from, how to differentiate when you genuinely don't like something or when it's like, all right, I'm like super envious, and what to do in both of those cases. So no matter which side of the fence you're on in terms of this wedding, you're gonna get something out of this video. And in a day or so, I am going to be bringing you a newly remastered version of a video I did last year breaking down Lauren Sanchez's tactics to get this rich man. How did she go from the daughter of a cleaning lady to arguably one of the richest women in the world? Is it just tits? Listen, the tits don't hurt. I'm not going to lie to you. The tits don't hurt. But it's not the tits. It's what the tits represent. But it's so much more than that. It's things that you can do in your life right now to replicate those results. And if you want even more information on that, join me in the Shallontrage, where you can access my recent Evil Week course that was the art of social climbing. I went from a single mom to, pretty high status individual. I have very high status friends. I date high status men. And most importantly, I feel comfortable in any environment in the world. You can put me in a dive bar in Bozeman. You can put me in a manor house in England. You can seat me next to a princess. You can seat me next to a roofer. I'm thriving in both environments. And I can tell you how I did it. I can tell you how I revolutionized not just how I carry myself and how I dress, it is a factor, but how I did it on a budget. And most importantly, how I revolutionized the way I saw myself. As going from someone who like, oh, I don't belong in these circles to the fuck I don't. I should be leading these circles. No one belongs here more than me. And I can tell you how to do it too. It's actually a lot easier than you thought. So you can join the Shallontrage down below. Plus you get 5 videos a week, access to all my other best courses, the hookup tutorials. That doesn't hurt either. That doesn't hurt either when you're trying to level up, being super good in bed. Plus, we have group chats with hundreds of other alpha females around the world. It's really an amazing community. It is. It's my favorite place. It's my favorite thing, my favorite place, so come on and join us. Also, if you want to live an elite life, come join me IRL. We have 1 space left for our South of France trip in September. Cannes, Nice, Monaco, beach clubs, Billionaires Bay. If you are looking at this wedding and you're like, I've got to quit it with the scrubs, I need a better high value circle around me, this is it. High value girls are going to be on this trip. We're going to meet high value individuals. It doesn't get easier. And if you want to learn some culture, also have a very elite and luxe experience, come with me to Rome, Tuscany, and Florence in November. We've got a few spots left for that. It is just my favorite place in the world, aside from the Shallontrage. And I can't wait to show it to you guys. It's wonderful. Okay, jealousy. I look at all the criticism and the feedback of this wedding, and all I hear is just, I'm a hater. I hear pigeons. I hear hater. Let's start by validating the claims that could potentially be correct. A lot of you were like, listen, I'm really fucking sick of everyone just like buying Italy for their weddings, from the Kardashians to these two assholes. Like, Italy is just not your sort of like aesthetic piggy bank to raid whenever you feel like it. You know, my heart lives in Italy. I completely understand. I completely understand. I mean, Italy is dealing with over-tourism already. At least these people are infusing so much money into that economy. Okay. There's also the pushback that like billionaires should pay more taxes. Okay, all right. You know what? I really don't want to get into that because I find it boring and annoying. And I'm not a communist. I'm a capitalist. And he made his money. You know what? He's an American. He lived the American dream. He made his money. Die mad about it. And I bet you have helped him make his money. Do not throw a stone from your glass house that contains nothing from Amazon. Do not do that. Do not do it. What I will say is that what irks me about people having these over-the-top celebrations is what I always ask is, but what did they give back? Did they fund all the food banks in Italy for a year? Okay. Did they build a new wing of an orphanage? Okay. If it's just consumption, then yes, I do have a problem with it. And I have this problem because I think about celebrities and I focus on celebrities all the time, obviously for this job. And it irks me. Like if the Kardashians did a canned food drive or like donate $1 towards this disease, I mean, they truly could have changed the world. And I know Kim is trying to like get people out of prison. Like, okay. Yeah. I mean, that's something that's more than Chloe or Kylie or those assholes are ever doing. And it starts to really get to me. It starts to really get under my skin. Because if I had that kind of power and influence, if you did as well, we know what we would do to change the world. We know. And as I'm saying all this, I'm flashing some fundraisers up here. One of my favorite is Whispering Wills Senior Dog Sanctuary. But there's so many worthy causes and there's so many ways to get involved. And when I feel myself get like super bitter and pissy about things like that, that's exactly what I do. I go volunteer. I volunteer 2, sometimes 3 times a week at our local food bank's free restaurant that we run, and it just feeds the community. It's adorable. And I wash dishes in a commercial kitchen. I don't wash my own dishes. I pay someone to do that. But I will wash dishes and serve people. Yeah. But it's not the same as the Kardashians making a difference or Jeff Bezos, but it is something. And I believe that the antidote to that sort of frustration is action. We can't compel other people to do it, but we can compel ourselves. And it shows you that like, you know what? I made a difference today. I made a difference. Did I fix world hunger? Did I solve this? No, but it mattered to those people. I'm doing as much as I can from where I am, right? And that does count. That does count. But let's talk about him. Let's talk about him. Let's say that you looked at this wedding and you're just feeling some type of way about it. It's interesting to me, these celebrities who are coming out of the woodwork foaming at the mouth about this. First, Rosie O'Donnell, bitch. First of all, get your meth addict daughter and her 3 kids, get your own house in order before you call Lauren Sanchez a fembot. She's a pilot. Again, came from a single mother who was a cleaning lady. She's educated. She whipped Jeff Bezos into shape, right? Like physically. What have you done, Rosie? Descended into lesbianic obesity? I don't want to fucking hear it from you. I don't want to hear it from you. You can't even raise your own child. I don't want to hear it from you. Charlize Theron also is like, I hate this. She like was giving some speech and was like trashing them. Then in like another interview she does, she's like, yeah, I'm on Raya. It sucks. She's on dating apps and it sucks. Hold on a minute. Am I seeing some sort of potential connection between a woman who is single and hating it, trashing a woman who is in love and flaunting it? Is that not the oldest story in the book? Like if you take away the package that this criticism comes in, right? If you take away like all the glitz and the glamour, do you have just people who are jealous of either the rich or either 2 people who are in love? I say this from a standpoint of understanding if you do. If you're like, you know what? Fuck them, fuck the rich, fuck them. Hey, okay, you know what, girl? This is a good thing. This is a good thing. I actually hope that as you're watching this video, you're realizing that your ire about this situation is rooted in jealousy, because that is amazing data. And we can work with that. We can work with that. If you're mad that they're not paying enough taxes, I don't know what to tell you because I don't know about that stuff and I find it, like I said, boring and stressful. So I'm sorry, but you can still get something out of this video. Because even if you don't feel some type of way about this wedding, I have a feeling that you do have some spiky little meh vibes towards something or someone in your life, right? I actually wrote about this recently on Substack. If you don't follow my Substack, it's called Eat, Pray, Love. It's free. It's just a blog that talks about things that have nothing to do with celebs, just some life advice and some pep talks and some rants, a lot of rants, and I trash people I know. Anyway, I used to be an extremely envious person. And by the way, in this video, I'm sorry, we're using jealousy and envy interchangeably. They are in fact different. So jealousy means I don't want you to take what I have. I'm a jealous girlfriend. Don't take my boyfriend. No one wants your garbage raccoon of a boyfriend. Envy means I want what you have. And also, I don't think you should have it. Not only do I want it, you should not have it. So anyway, my Substack. I used to be a very envious person. And when I was in my early 20s, just my 20s in New York City, and I was a reporter for like Glamour or New York Daily News and all these places, I was going to Fashion Week, galas, openings, premieres. Like I was going to legit events with legit hotties, not like your local yokel ex-prom queen, fucking whoever. Like I was sitting next to Kendall Jenner. I was looking across the room at Emily Ratajkowski, people who are proper intimidating, people who you look at and you're like, yeah, no, I would like that life. I would like that life. And I would leave these events just wanting to kill myself. I was miserable. I felt so fat and poor and short, so short. I was miserable, right? And I had this like come to Jesus moment with myself. And I thought, Shallon, this is your job. And if you are going to be like, ugh, miserable at these events, you're in the wrong line of work. You got to get your head right. Also, you're spending like really cool events and opportunities, just like mean mugging and feeling bad about yourself and sending all these negative vibes towards these people. Like they're not doing anything to you. Emily Ratajkowski having that body takes nothing off your plate, Shallon. Takes nothing off your plate. Kate Hudson's flawless skin isn't a personal affront to you. So I decided to get curious and not furious. How did she get that skin? How did she get that body? How does she maintain that relationship? How does she maintain that waistline? I tried to get closer to people that I envied versus sit around and like, send all these bad vibes their way. I decided to use the jealousy as jet fuel. Jealousy is jet fuel. Now, when I feel that like, this fucking bitch, when I feel that icky envy green-eyed monster kick up inside me, I'm like, aha. I immediately recognize it. Not as I feel envy and so therefore I have to follow that feeling. I have to listen to that feeling and believe that feeling. Yep. I just have to be a slave to that feeling. No. I'm going to take back control of my mind and I'm going to realize that what my brain is actually telling me is you see something you want and we have not yet gotten on the path to that thing. What my brain wants me to know is like, hey, look over there. There's a starting line. There's a path. You need to go over there and start walking it. Here's an example. Fitness, right? I have never hated hot chicks more than when I was fat. Obviously. I was never like, cuntier about like my skinny fit friends as when I was doing 0.0 workouts. Now that I do work out every day, sometimes twice a day, I see a girl who's hot and I'm like, yes, queen. I will walk up to her and be like, hey, this might sound weird. Your body is amazing. Like, what do you do? What's your routine? I wasn't asking girls that when I was fat because I didn't want to know. I didn't want to know. It was so much easier for me to sit there in my pudge and decide that what they were doing was stupid. They must be hungry. I didn't want to look like that. Guys like a little meat on their bones. And none of that is false. Like, yeah, sure, great. I was not happy. That person was a portal. That person was a portal. It was showing me, it was glittering in the distance. You want to walk through this portal. You want to get into this dimension But at the time, I was a little too small-minded to do it. I was like, no, no, no. And so I just sat and stewed in envy. But once you put yourself on this path, once you even decide that you want it, which is truly the hardest part, that envy evaporates almost overnight. Because what envy is, it's desire without action, right? It's desire without action. It's desire that's locked in a cage. Ah! But if you have the balls to look yourself in the eye and be like, you know why I'm hella triggered by Jeff and Lauren's wedding? Because my boyfriend's broke. That's why. And I've been trying to ignore it. The fact that he's, 30 years old, no real career path, lives at home. And I know I want a big, beautiful, expansive life where we can afford to do things. And I know it's not going to happen with him. And I look at Lauren Sanchez, who has traded up and up and up, and she has been ruthless in her social climbing, in her self-betterment, which, why wouldn't she be? Why wouldn't she be? If I try to put a bad spin on that, it's only because it triggers something in me that I am in fact not doing. But again, if I have the guts to say, I am triggered by that because I would love to be with a man who financially takes care of me. We don't have to have a $50 million wedding, but you know what? I would like a man who can handle the house payments, that we can even think about buying a house together one day, that we can travel and sit business class every once in a while. Why is that such a hard thing to look at for us as human beings? And it is. When we feel jealous, it is the hardest thing in the world to be like, why? What's the portal? What's the path? What's the starting line? What is it that is so triggering about this person? Haters are confused admirers. Haters are just confused admirers. So when you find yourself being a hater, what is it you are actually admiring? Why is that so hard to look in the face? Because with that acknowledgement comes the burden of change. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. If you look at Lauren and Jeff's wedding and you're like, yeah, fuck, I'm really tired of dating these broke losers and pretending that, well, they just love me so much. They actually don't. And even if they do, I could cry in a Honda Civic or I can cry in a Bentley. I'm tired of living this small life. Aha. It's a lot of change. You might have to ditch the kind of guys you're used to. You might have to level yourself up. You might have to level your friend group up. Fuck, you might have to move. You might have to move entirely differently through the world. Again, with my social climbing course, I break this down into such bite-sized steps. It is so easy. It becomes so easy. And the shifts are small. They're honestly relatively small. And you can do them in a small town. You can socially ascend in a small town. I know, I've done it. I have replicated this plan my entire life, literally starting from when I was 14. That's when I developed this social ascension plan, and I've replicated it in every town I've been in. I replicated in micro incidents. I replicated in a restaurant, in a bar, in an airport. I can do it anywhere. It's like breathing to me, okay? And I can make it like breathing for you. It is not that difficult, I promise. You also don't have to go into debt. It's not like we'll get a bunch of Chanel suits. No, it's like cheap and easy and free. Anyway, the reason people are hesitant to be like, yeah, I'd love to be Lauren Sanchez. Are you kidding me? Is because they either think it's not within their reach, or if it would be, holy shit, it's a lot of effort. Okay, well, you know what? For some people, it's not within their reach. But for people like us, it is. Like I said, comparison is only the thief of joy if you're not better than everyone else. But we are so... I'm rarely afraid to compare myself. Very rarely. I look at Lauren Sanchez and I'm like, oh, she's 55. I got some time. I can get there. I'm 55. I can get there. I can get there because I'm not afraid to acknowledge what I want in this world. I'm not afraid of anything that I want. Not because I am delusional. I think so. But my delusion has gotten me this far. I don't know. Everything I've ever done was impossible. Oh, you're just going to move to New York at 22 and you don't know anyone. You're going to publish a book. Oh, you're going to write a book. Yeah, in 9 months, I had a book deal with Random House. Next question. My whole life has been like that because I believe I deserve it. And again, the social climbing course gives you those pep talks. You will believe you deserve it as well. But people are afraid to do this. Because yeah, they're afraid to acknowledge it because they won't do it. Perhaps not because they're incapable of it, like they're too dumb, they're too ugly. No, it's because they're too weak. They are too weak to do this work. They are too weak to level up their mindset. They're too weak to leave behind the loser bitches from high school that they're just drinking all day with, descending into type 3 diabetes. They're weak. You are not weak. You're not weak. I want you to look around your life and look at all of the ways you are demonstrating strength. That's what I did when I was in my 20s and I had my like mindset revolution of get curious, not furious. Get curious, not furious. Why? I'm never going to be like these girls. Really? Because hold on, wait a minute. I left my hometown and I moved to the city and I did this and I did that. So why do I think I've come this far to only come this far? What am I basing that on? What is this limiting belief? Why? No. Some people stay stuck in that limiting belief. Some people come this far, yeah, to only come this far. You're not one of them. You're not one of them. If you're on this channel, you are not one of them. Stop telling yourself you are like the masses. Stop self-identifying as a pigeon. And as we have seen with the responses to this wedding, people like Charlize Theron, gorgeous woman, self-identifies as a pigeon because she's got a real motherfucking problem with this. Okay. And walking, again, hand in hand is her sadness and her frustration with being on dating apps and being single. I don't believe in coincidences. I don't believe in coincidences. She is dressing her bitterness up in this cloak of like, oh, the consumerism. I think she is literally just jealous that a woman who is 55 years old, and yes, has terrible plastic surgery, which Lauren Sanchez really does. That's a whole other video. Landed this man. But like Charlize, did you ever think that the bitterness is the thing that's preventing you? I'm a bitter bunny. I am the bitterest of bitter bunnies. When I go to my Laura St. John retreats and do her mindset work, which by the way, you can do for free for a week, link is down below. The thing that I am forever releasing is bitterness. Forever. It's not that I don't want good things to happen to other people. I do. I just want them to happen to me first and mostly. So there's that. And so I am constantly letting go and releasing that. So if you are looking at this wedding or you're watching this video and you're like, fine, I'm being a bit of a hater. Bitch, I'm with you. I'm right there with you. It is my like natural state to be like, really bitter. The way you turn this bitterness into jet fuel is curious, not furious. This is a sign. There is something my psyche is trying to tell me. And you know what? I bet my psyche was trying to tell me, hey, you'd actually really like a loving, financially stable partner. I bet she whispered that. You're like, no, this guy in a 98 Tacoma, that's fine. I'm afraid to hold out for something better because I'm lonely and I feel desperate and I'm going to die alone. Blah, blah, blah. So I'm fine. I'm going to date the poor guy. Your psyche's like, all right. Just wait till that Bezos wedding comes along. I'm going to have a lot to say. Not sure if you're going to listen then, but sure, girl, do whatever. She's told you. When you feel envy about something, that is the final rock bottom of your psyche. She's tried the easy way. You didn't listen to her. So now she's going to bring you into bitterness and envy. Okay? But what if you're saying to yourself, I know I want to date a rich man. Okay? I know I want a partner. I know I am not unawares of what my bitterness and my envy is representing. I know. I know. Then get your ass up and prove it. What did we say envy was? It is desire without action. It's this part over here. It's this part over here. So if you are looking at these people, whether it's a wedding or it's a body or it's a income bracket or whatever, you need to get real deal with yourself and say, Is there an appropriate amount of action going towards this goal? You want to date a rich man? Who the fuck are you dealing with right now then? You want a banging body? What did you have to eat yesterday? Did you skip your Pilates class? I don't know. I don't know. You're mad about that person making that much money? Why do you keep suborning a job that you know is a dead end? And the answer is fear. The answer is always, I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I'm afraid to leave my job, or shit, I'm even afraid to look for a new one. I'm afraid to start working out. I'm afraid to leave my boyfriend because I'm going to be alone. You know what else is walking hand in hand with that fear belief? The hopelessness. Yeah, I could get a different job. They're going to treat me the same. So why even bother? I could leave him, but I know the guys in this town. I'm not just going to meet some rich developer. What's the point? I might as well stay where I am. I could work out 10 times a week, Shallon. I'm never going to look like that girl. I'm always going to hate my body. I'm always going to hate my body. Would you tell that to me? If I told you, I have told you, you guys, I'm like on my fitness journey. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to work out a bunch. How many of you commented or even thought, she can work out all she wants. She's never going to lose weight? It's a weird thing to think. If I told you that I have told you about my toxic alcoholic ex, Tom. And the keyword there is he's an ex. He's my ex. When I have finally said, like, I'm so done with him, did any of you think, really, she should go back to him? I don't think she can do better. If you did, you can go fuck yourself. But I don't think you did. I just don't believe that you did. We're all friends here. You would not think that about your friends. You would not think that about your best friend, about someone who you genuinely, purely loved and you wanted the best for. You'd be like, yes, leave that man. Yes, leave that job. Yes, let's go to the gym together. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Will she look like Emily Ratajkowski? Probably not. But will she be a happier, healthier version of herself? Yes. Will she marry Henry Cavill? I've heard he's kind of a dick, but probably not. But will she find a guy who loves her and treats her so much better than this retard she's with? Yes. You know that about your best friends, about your sister, about anybody that you genuinely love. Why do you not know it about yourself, though? That's what's under all of this. It's not the wedding, girl. And it's not even billionaires should pay more taxes. Yeah, okay, sure, fine. That's great. But like, again, ask yourself, are you using the products of a billionaire? Do you have an iPhone? Do you use ChatGPT? To put gas in your car? Like, sit down. Girl, come on. Come on. The world's not fair. It's never been fair if that's what you're after. Russia ran a little experiment on that called communism. Go give it a shot. Give it a shot. Do you have the guts to say, okay, maybe there's something under there. Maybe there's something under there. Maybe there is. And if I look myself in the eye, I can admit that I do desire some element of what I'm seeing here. Maybe it's not a gigantic $1 trillion wedding. I personally would not want that wedding. On God, I do not want a wedding like that. But would I want the financial freedom to have any wedding I wanted? Yeah. Yeah. Do I want to have a man who's like, blank check, babe, do whatever you want? Yeah. Do I want custom Dolce & Gabbana? Yes. Would I want random celebrity strangers, Sydney Sweeney at my wedding? No, she's hotter than me. Of course not. But like, that's the big pushback. It's like, do Jeff and Lauren like not have any friends? Because they're just inviting like random celebrities who I don't think they've even met. And it is weird. Like a 200-person wedding is not a lot. When you think about it, it's only 100 invites per person. Like bride gets 100, groom gets 100. If they're each allowed to bring a guest, that's only 50 people per person. You guys don't know 50 people individually? That's weird. At their level. But would I want celebrity strangers at my wedding? No. But would I want a Rolodex? Would I want the social power of being able to be like, get Tom Cruise over here. Get cruise over here. Yeah. Because I would want everything that comes with that. I would want top tier medical care. Someone got sick. I am calling on the phone the #1 oncologist at Cedars-Sinai who revolutionized the breast cancer treatment. That's who I want to know. I want the power. You might not want the package it comes in, but I guarantee you look at the scenario and you're like, yes, I do want some of these aspects. I want the power that comes with it. I want the freedom that comes with it. I want the I don't give a fuckityness that comes with it. Who doesn't? If you say you don't, okay. Okay. Your psyche's going to keep screaming at you. She's going to keep screaming at you. And we see in society what is happening to people who are not listening to their psyche. They're like the gender goblins, right? They're the gender goblins because what they are is so jealous and intimidated by, say, a woman who knows how to act like a woman and be feminine, that they have to destroy her. They have to disdain that which they cannot have or be. And the psyche was telling them this, quiet, 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 louder, 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 until she's like, sure, I don't know, chop your tits off, whatever. I don't know. I don't know, Rebecca. I've been trying to tell you that like you actually do want to be like the cheerleader type. You want to be accepted by her. But no, you're so afraid of it because you're afraid and you think it's impossible. So here we the fuck are, gluing our hand to a table at Starbucks because of oat milk upcharges or whatever these people are doing. I don't know. We see where this goes. We see where this goes. It is a fundamental lack of belief in oneself. Those people, the hand gluing gender goblins, they're unsavable. I don't care. You, my darling, you are the best of the best. You are the elites. If not you, then who? If not you, then who? If you are not meant to ascend, level up, be around high value people, then who? I agree. Not everyone gets to do it. You do. You do. I decided. And I am better than most people. And I've decided you are as well. I have data to back up why I'm better than most people. And I bet you do also. Now you have my good opinion. So that's got to count for something, right? Like you deserve to live this big, bold, beautiful life. Not everyone can. You can. You can. Okay? You are as elite as an athlete. You are as elite an athlete, but you're doing it at intellectual. You're dreaming bigger than anyone. You're saying, fuck it, to things that don't serve you where other people cannot. You're breaking free of those ties and those binds that don't serve you. So now, if you look at your life from that standpoint, do you really feel that far away from Jeff and Lauren? I don't. I don't. That life, the elements of that life, freedom, partnership, indulgence, luxury, exploration. That seems perfectly within reach. It's here now. I cultivate it in tiny little ways all throughout my life so that it's not a foreign concept to me. I'm always growing, expanding, treating myself, being good to myself, leveling up, surrounding myself with smart people. So yeah, I look at something like that wedding. I'm like, well, yeah. Not like it's hard. For some people, yeah. For some people, it's impossible. Whatever. We can't save everyone. Not for you. Not for you. The first step, though, is acknowledging that you even want it. And again, maybe this isn't about a wedding. Maybe there's no aspect of this wedding you want. That's fine. But when you do encounter something that kicks up some feelings in you, say stop. Stop. We're going to Shallon this problem. We're going to Shallon this problem. I'm going to get curious and not furious. Is this my psyche hitting a rock bottom? Is this my brain saying, please just listen to me. You want that corner office. You want that body. You want that family structure. Please just listen to me. And if you're like, I know I want it, then get your butt into action. Get your butt in gear. Well, I am. Clearly not enough. Clearly not enough. Okay? I'm just going to be real with you. Clearly not enough. Keep trying, double down on those efforts, make more sacrifices. Prove to yourself and your psyche, you know what? We don't have a need to be jealous. We're on that path. They're a little further down, but we're on it nonetheless. And eventually, I'm going to get to where they are. It's just a matter of time. Let me know what you guys think. If you could, let's talk weddings. Oh my God, let's talk weddings. If you could have like blank check any wedding ever, what would it be like? Mine actually might be kind of close to this. I would get married, yeah, in an ancient Italian cathedral. I would, you know, but I am like such a lover of Italy. I am Italian. I've lived in Italy. I speak Italian, blah, blah, blah. We're going to Italy in November. So to me, it's like a natural extension of myself. But then I don't know. I'd also maybe get married in a big thing in Montana. I don't know. It's so fun to think about these things because we're girls and it's fun to think about girl stuff, okay? So yeah. And here's a question, did you have like the dream wedding? Did you get to have the dream wedding? Was it all it was cracked up to be? Or are you like, if we did it all over again, I'd have 10 people. I think my next wedding, maybe even the one after that, will probably be small. You know, I did the big wedding and now I'm like, you know, I like so few people now on planet Earth. I like so few people. Yeah, I think I would have it probably pretty small, but yeah, let's talk about it. All right, guys, check back in a day or two and I'm going to be re-releasing updated and like jizzed into perfection my video on how to land a man like Jeff Bezos. And like I said, if you want some deep dives, you want a full course on this, join the Shallontrage. You get access to the Art of Social Climbing, my most recent Evil Week, plus a bunch of other Evil Weeks from years gone by, my sex tutorials, my dating app tutorial, which is slept on. Honestly, that is fucking gold. It is gold. It is gold. Okay. Just to be humble. I'm just gonna end this on a humble note. Okay, I love you guys. I'll see you later. Bye.